We'll go ahead and get started. A reminder to please silence your cell phones. When you go to ask a question and get the mic, please give your name and media affiliation. Recording in the press conferences with any cell phone or any outside camera is prohibited. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, go to questions just for players, dismiss the players, and then go to questions purely for Coach. And we are joined by Mississippi State players Morgan Stiles, Kinley Keller, and then head coach Samantha Ricketts. So, Coach Ricketts, if you have an opening statement, feel free.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not an ideal opening game for us and not to our expectations for what Mississippi State softball is. And against a great team like Texas Tech, we can't make mistakes like we did. And I think for a team that's really hung its hat on pitching and defense all year long, just definitely not up to our standards. And that really was the message in the locker room. You know, it was, we deserve to be at this stage. We've worked hard, we've earned it, and to just trust it and get back to doing what we know how to do well. And I think we didn't give our best showing out there today. And at this point in the season, at this stage, a team's going to take advantage of that. And Texas Tech is a great team. Obviously, they do everything really well. But we expected better from us and just, I think, a little bit more competitive in everything on the mound, our defense, and in the box. I think settled in probably about the third, after 3 innings, started to take some more aggressive approaches at the plate and getting some balls better off our bats, quality at bats, what we're looking for there. And honestly, really liked what Peja Gould did coming in for us in the circle. It was probably the best she's looked the last couple weeks, and just really trusting her stuff and going right at their hitters, which can be tough in this environment with the big bats that they've got in their lineup. But still have a lot of trust in this team and in what we're doing going forward. And, you know, we've had our backs up against the wall before, and they know that for us to be at our best, we've got to be loose, having fun, and just trusting our game. And that's when we just want to leave everything out there on the field come tomorrow.
Okay, we're going to go to questions just for players now. We'll start in the front row left. David.
David Collier, ABC Lubbock. For Morgan and Kinley, Nija's already difficult to face. How difficult is it when she knows she has a lead and she can kind of do what she wants and not be afraid of you guys hitting a home run off of her?
Kinley, if you can start first, please.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great pitcher. We just came in with the plan of we're going to get on top of the ball and we're going to attack her first pitch, and I think we kind of waited on that until about the 3rd inning. And so I think we just got to attack better starting from the first pitch, because we can do that. We're very capable of it.
I think that they punched first, and so I allowed her really to settle in early, and so we kind of just let the nerves get the best of us, I think. But I think we just go in tomorrow having full confidence in ourselves and just doing what we do.
Okay, we go to the right side now, second row.
Tia Reed, Clarion Ledger, Morgan and Kinley, you guys were in a similar situation just a week ago with the Oklahoma series and losing game 2 in a similar fashion. How do you tap back into that mindset and then come back out in the way you guys did in game 3 of that series?
Kinley, if you wouldn't mind going first again, please.
Yeah, I mean, we got to come out from the first pitch and attack. We got to play free and play Mississippi State softball, and like I said, just come out on the first pitch instead of waiting.
I think we play our best ball when we're playing free, having fun, and we're on the attack and not on our heels. So I think just going out there tomorrow and doing that, playing our game, and no matter what the score, if we do that, then we can be proud of ourselves at the end of the game.
More questions for the players? Thank you, players.
James Hale, KC Sports Radio.
Hang on just a second. All right, go ahead, James.
All right, James Hale, KC Sports Radio. Sam, you used to be a great hitter that could hit velocity. Obviously, you saw great velocity today. You're going to see it in the second game, too. Talk about trying to make that adjustment to catch up. You guys did catch up to it in the 4th inning here, but you got to catch up to it again.
Yeah, I think, you know, what the players were talking about here, it's you have to be aggressive and on the attack. And if you're sitting back waiting on it to come to you at 72, it's going to be by you before you're ready. And, you know, that's typically our MO, and when we're at our best, we're just really attack mindset oriented and not trying to do too much. Not trying to hit home runs, but really just trying to find ways to have quality at bats and pass the bat. I think that's kind of more this team's offensive style for us for this year. But we did a lot of prep. You know, we felt good about our preparation coming in, seeing Nija before, but you have to almost play perfect against her in a lineup like that. And, you know, I think we've seen Tennessee before, have not played Texas this season. But really, I think one thing we talked about last week in the Super Regional, this is what the SEC prepares you for. And we face teams like this week after week after week, and it's just leaning back on those lessons we learned and letting that really help propel us into what we're looking to do next.
Okay, we're going to go to the right side now in the second row.
Coach, Jake McMahon, the Commercial Dispatch. Just when it felt like you guys had some momentum on offense with some hard hit outs in the fourth against Niger, they bring in Terry, and she gets y'all down in order in the fifth. What challenge is it to face a team with two great arms like they do?
Yeah, it's a huge challenge. I think it's, they have they're both different looks, both going to throw with a lot of velocity. I think Terry's she throws hard, but she's also still like that crafty lefty. And she can really, keep you on your toes as well. But I think that was a good spot for them to make that change, and we needed to be able to make our adjustments sooner than we did. But yeah, I think they're great matchups, and they mix and match, and you don't know when they're going to make the switch, but it's going to happen, and it might be once in the game or 6 times they'll make a pitching change. But when you've got a lineup like that and pitchers that are just these incredible athletes that can also hit, it gives them a lot of tools.
Okay, we go to the left side front row.
Eric Lopez, D1 softball coach. Did you sense any nerves or maybe the players pressing early in the game? And what did you see from Faircloth?
Yeah, I think we definitely could tell there were some nerves, and we knew there were going to be. We talked about it this week leading up to it last night, and nerves are a good thing. It means you care, but it's really about how do you let that fuel you. And I think for us, it just a little bit too timid early on. And that's just not the way that we play our best. And I think you could see it from Alyssa a little bit, particularly the first inning. And when she's really rolling, she's attacking the zone as well, and she's able to use that changeup in any count. And I thought she had some good moments where it looked like she was settling in, but just against that lineup, you've got to be on, and there's no let up. You can't let up in the 9-hole. You can't let up anywhere in the bottom of that lineup. And I think they did a really good job taking advantage and making her bring the ball up and come into the zone.
Okay, we'll stay on the left side, second row. Jenny.
Hey, Sam. Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. I know you didn't get a chance to play here when you were in college, but this crowd today, this environment, I'm wondering what that felt like for you, for your team to have a chance to play in front of a packed house today. Yeah,
it's really special. It was really cool, I think, just to see them even walking in when we started, and you've got the little girls lined up down the line, and it's all the things that you see on TV, that you see, growing up both as a player and a coach, and to have that moment for this program and for my players, it made me choke up, because it's what they've all worked so hard for. And they were here as those little girls in the stands, and then now they're getting that moment. And so just really proud for this program, for these girls. They poured, their blood, sweat, and tears into Mississippi State softball. They believed in us and what we could do when not a lot of people did. So proud of them, and just really, I think it's a real moment for us.
Okay, we go to the right side now, second row.
Jake McMahon, the Commercial Dispatch. What's the process look like for flushing this one out and getting ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's going back to trusting our experience through the SEC. And the way we did that a lot, it was, not trying to carry it with us. We'll get back kind of in our routine. A 6 p.m. game tomorrow really kind of sets us up to treat it like a Friday night in the SEC. And we'll go about that the way we typically do in our normal routine, keep the team together. But the biggest thing was getting them to buy into what that approach is going to be for us starting right now, starting when they go to dinner with their parents. And thought maybe you could tell we were a little bit different during BP today and trying to get them out of that, and didn't really turn it on until the 4th inning for us. But that mindset and that switch and that approach that we expect and that we know how to do, that we showed last weekend, it has to start right now. And it's the belief that we belong here, that we're here to compete, and that we expect to win, and that we're going to play Mississippi State softball and let it fall where it may. But I think that was the biggest message, was they need to start talking like that and believing it now and not wait until it's too late tomorrow night.
Okay, we'll stay on the right side, second row.
Tia Reed, Clarion Ledger, both in the first and the fifth, it looked like they really got fired up after Mia Williams got hit. How hard is it to kind of fight back against that energy when they're getting fired up so much off of something incidental like that? I think it's, with the growth of our game, it's really cool just to see female athletes be allowed to be passionate and have emotions and have energy. I think it's great when players play like that on both sides. And, they know it wasn't on purpose. We know it wasn't on purpose. And it's a competitive, pressure-filled moment. And either side is going to use anything they can to really fire up a dugout. And I think that went both ways for us.
I did make sure to check on her after the game and just, hey, are you good? Everything, because we respect Mia as an athlete and, that program. But I think emotion in this game is huge. I think it's something that maybe can get blown out of proportion when it's a female athlete compared to a male athlete. And we love to let girls play the way they want to be. And if that's a high emotion and confidence, good. I think that's great. And if it's more of a level-headed, kind of they keep their emotions under control, that's great too.
We have time for maybe one more if anybody wants one. All right, that'll wrap things up for Mississippi State. Thank you.
Thank you.